Shri Shankaracharya Namaha. We are in the Atma Bodha classes, a series of classes. We have to do 43 and 44 today. Before that, let us read 41 and 42 on time so that we will know. Just recapitulate what we learned in them and then go to 43 and then 44. ज्ञातृज्ञानज्ञेयभेदः परेणात्मनि विद्यते चिदानन्दैकरूपत्वात् दीप्यते स्वयमेव तत् एवमात्मारणौ ध्यानमथने सततं कृते उदितावत् गतिर्ज्वाला सर्वाज्ञान इंधनम दहेत. That's what we have seen. We go to the 43rd today. Let me read it and you can also read along with me in your mind. I will read it twice. अरुणेनेव बोधेन पूर्वं सन्तमसे हृते तत आविर्भवेत् आत्मा स्वयमेव अंशुमानिव. अरुणेनेव बोधेन पूर्वं सन्तमसे हृते ततः आविर्भवेदात्मा स्वयमेव अंशुमानिव. So let us look at that. Now you need to understand an important concept before we get into the verse. You understand this? This is a concept in medicine also. The same concept they have also kept in this one. You want to see an object. Let's say you want to see a rose. What do you use? Your eye will be there. The object rose will be there. Of course, your mind will be there. These three together, with the help of one of the Panchabhutas, that is the light, gives you the perception. So what do I require? I require the light, I require the object, I require the indriya or the instrument of perception, and require the mind which cognizes that this is a rose. And this is all propelled by the Chaitanya behind. That's okay. Now, every conception, every cognition that I need to have with any one of the indriyas requires the help of one or more of the Panchabhutas. For Shabda, I require the space or the Akasha. For the vision, I require the light. For the taste, I require the water. Whatever is soluble only, I can taste it. Gold is insoluble, so I cannot say any taste of gold. The Vayu is required for the Sparsha, and the Prithvi is required for the smell. Because Prithvi is matter, the particles of any substance, microparticles, when they impinge on the nasal mucous membrane, you perceive the smell. So fundamental understanding is we require cognition. For this cognition, we require 5 bhutas help, either one or more of the bhutas. Now let us consider vision, which is a very important understanding that everyone can have. And in this vision, when you are just looking at the world, everything is covered. Supposing you are not interested to look at anything, there may be several objects in the room. If you are not specifically looking at that, they're very hazy and covered, just like the background I am using. Okay, so everything is very hazy. Suppose I wanted to point my eye on the rose, immediately the covering on that is uncovered. And that will be available for your perception. That uncovering is done by your recruitment. visual recruitment, sensory recruitment, auditory recruitment, tactile recruitment. This recruitment is a phenomenon where you recruit your indriyam or the perception instrument onto the object of perception, appropriate indriyam. If I want to see a rose, if I want to see a rose, I will use my eye. And that eye, through my Chaitanya, through the Chaitana, projects and touches that particular object. That is called the vritti vyapti, sensory recruitment. The vritti has to go and touch the object. If that is not there, what will happen? I tell you. If there is no vritti vyapti and everything is uncovered, every sound you hear, every visual perception will be an input. It will be very confusing. You will not be able to do any task. This is a God-given arrangement that whatever you want to look at, whatever you want to hear, you can recruit your sense to that. Everything else is there, but it is blurred. When you turn your head and see your mother there, then again the vritti vyapti goes to her and then you perceive. So this is called the vritti vyapti. Vritti vyapti is not adequate for me to know the object. Vritti vyapti, what it did? It just uncovered the covering on the object I am interested to cognize. Then there is what is called the phala vyapti. That means the information of that object enters into your eye. For example, there is a beautiful red rose. The eye perceives an object there in a 3D fashion. Both eyes perceive two independent black and white images. These black and white images are synthesized into a single image. These images are inverted in the eye. The inverted ones are made upright in the optic cortex in the brain. They are added one onto the other. You get a 3D view and also you get a merging of two images into one. And the color perception starts and it becomes erect, and every detail of that you will be able to see with your optic cortex. This process of from the object to the optic cortex is called the phala vyapti. Sensory recruitment, cognitive experience. This vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. In case of an object, you require a vritti vyapti as well as a phala vyapti. In case of Atma, if you uncover the ajnana on the Atma, Atma is self-shining, it doesn't have to be having a phala vyapti because that is you yourself. The cognition of entire world has got two components, vritti vyapti, sensory recruitment, phala vyapti, sensory cognition. Whereas in case of Atma Jnana, only uncovering is required. The Atma Jnana requires uncovering of the Ajnana. Phala Vyapti is not required because it is a self-shining entity. That is what he is telling now. So let us see the verse proper. If you have any doubts, at the end we can discuss. Aruneneva bodhena purvam santamase hrite tatah avirbhavedātmā svayameva amsumaniva. Arunena iva. Aruna. Aruna is the charioteer of Surya. Before the solar orb comes to appearance, there will be a red light, a twilight, a daylight, early morning daylight will be there. In the daylight, what will happen? First the daylight, we say it is dawn. That means entire darkness is removed. Then what happens? Once the darkness is removed, the sun shines on its own. It appears as though there are two processes. One process is the removal of the darkness. The other process is the appearance of the sun. In fact, removal of the darkness itself, once the entire darkness is gone, the Surya is already there. This is the example he is giving. Arunena iva. Aruna is the red color or the twilight color, the Sandhya Raga in the morning. That is personified as a charioteer of Lord Sun. And the Lord Sun, before he appears bright on the sky as a solar disk, you get the red shade. That red shade and dawn dispels all the darkness. Eva, like that, bodhena, by knowledge, by studying all the scriptures, by the Guru Bodha, by understanding the teachings of the great gurus like Shankaracharya. Purvam, what is earlier existed, santamase, pitch darkness. Tamase, darkness. Santamase, pitch darkness. Universal dense darkness, hrite, dispelled, stolen. Just as the Aruna steals the darkness of the night and makes us ready to see the sun, the knowledge of the scriptures, what is the purpose of the knowledge? It does not have to reveal the Atma separately. Atma is ever revealed. Only darkness of Ajnana is covering. That darkness is removed by your scriptural and Guru's teaching. And then whatever is a dense darkness, Santamase, when Purvam, before the Jnana, before the dawn happened, Hrite, dispelled, Tataha, then Avir Bhavet. Avihi means light. The word Avihi is light. Bhavet, light will be there. Avir Bhavet arises. You can say Avir Bhava. Avir Bhava means came into existence, came into cognition, came into understanding. Avir Bhavet, it is illuminated. Avihi is illuminated. Avir Bhavet, illuminated, the verb form. Atma, the self, Swayam eva, on its own accord, Amsumaniva, like the sun. Do you think the Aruna is doing any special effort to bring the sun? Just Aruna's job is to remove the darkness of the night. The Surya by himself is self-luminary, and it is the most luminous body we ever know so far from human experience. That is already shining. The comparison here is that Aruna is the one which dispels the night's dense darkness. The scriptural teachings and your teachers' teachings are the ones which will dispel the darkness. Then Surya does not require a special effort to be seen or appearing. But similarly, the Atma also is self-shining, and it does not require any special effort to perceive the Atma, because Atma is not an object. This is what is. So, Atma Jnana has got only one job, which is the scriptural knowledge. Atma Jnanam has got only one job. What is that? Destroying the Ajnanam. That is called the Vritti Vyapti alone is necessary. That is the job of the Aruna in the night. That is the job of the scriptures when you come to Atma Jnana. Atma Jnana need not illumine the Atman by Phalavyapti. In Phalavyapti, what will happen? I see the rose. First, it is uncovered. The Vritti Vyapti is there. Then I see an object. I don't see a rose at all. I see an object only. That object is interpreted in your mind as red rose, yellow rose, white rose, big rose, flowered rose, blossomed one, whatever is the thing, that interpretation comes from the experiences you have in the mind. So, in fact, it is not the eye that sees, it is the mind only that sees and gives you the 3D image of that and deciphers what is what. Then the Buddhi tells you should not pluck flowers in the garden, so don't try to pluck it. You are about to go and pluck it, Buddhi says don't do it. If it is in your own garden, you may cut it for your God's this one. Even then also better not to do it. God will accept the heart flower. You don't require special flowers for the God. Okay, this is called the Phalavyapti. The Phalavyapti means the entire cognition process in the reverse direction from the object to the mind through the Indriya is the Phalavyapti. Vritti Vyapti is recruitment of my Chaitanya through the Chaitana, through the mind Indriya onto the object is called the Vritti Vyapti. In case of Atma Jnana, only the uncovering by the effect of the power of the scriptures about the Atma is required. We don't require to get a cognition of that again back as the Phala Vyapti, because in Phala Vyapti, objectified, the object will be objectified and categorized and classified, and all the attributes and visheshanas or the gunas of that object will be identified. Here, Atma is not an object, Atma does not have any attributes, Atma does not have any dimensions, so you don't require the Phala Vyapti. This is very important. So, rose jnanam, what will happen? There is a jnana of the rose. You wanted to see a rose or a ghata, that is the pot. So there is an ignorance I have. Before I see the pot, I don't even know whether it is a pot or a cot. Once I focus, oh no, this is pot. This is rose. That is the vritti vyapti. Then ghata jnanam illumines the pot, and like the phala vyapti, the destruction and illumination, two jobs are there in every anatma jnanam, in every cognition of the worldly objects. And remember, on Panchabhuta, one of them is essential for the cognition. In Atma Jnanam, there is only one job, destruction of the ignorance. And there is no need of any Panchabhuta for the Atma to shine. Why? Panchabhutas are a product of the Atma. Panchabhuta is the bop of the Atma. Where is the question of they illuminating the Atma? Where is the question of sun, which is a product of Chaitanya, illumining the Chaitanya, or the moon, or even the fire? Na tatra surya bhati. There is a beautiful verse in Kathopanishad. Okay. Purvam samtamase hrite sati. Once the tamas or the very dense ajnana is removed by the vritti jnana. What is the vritti jnana here? Bodhena. Aham brahma asmi iti vritti jnanena. That vritti jnana is called the brahmakara vritti. In case of rose, it is rose jnanena, rose vritti jnanena. Rose, that is the recruitment of the senses towards the rose. Here, brahmakara vritti jnanena. Santamase, very dense darkness, pitch darkness. As it is said, hrite means stolen, plundered, removed. Hrite tataha. Thereafter, immediately, vritti jnana is no more necessary to illumine the Atma. There is no phala vyapti is required. Swayameva avir bhavet. Swayameva, by itself. Avihi, illumination. Avir bhavet, illumined. Verb form. Atma comes to light. Atma is illuminated by itself. So, avihi is prakasha, avir bhavet is prakasha bhavet, spuret. What is prakasha bhavet? I know the answer. That what is knowing? Knowing is it's a spurana. It is an illumination you had in your mind. Like that, the Atma spuret. You need not say Atma is known after the scriptural texts are understood. The moment you understand and remove the ajnana, the Atma is available already. For this, he gives a beautiful celestial example. The sunrise. Arunena santamase hrite sati. Santamas, dense darkness. This santamas is common word for Atma or covering the Atma, and here the darkness covering the world. For it is a common word. Aruna is the light of the sun before the sun rises, the twilight, the dawn, the light of the dawn. Aruna removes the darkness of the night. Soon thereafter, Swayameva, by itself, Amsuman means sun. Amshuman. Amshu is ray. Amshu means ray. A person who is endowed with innumerable rays is called Amsuman. Even in your Aditya Hridayam prayer also, Amshuman, the word comes. Amshuman means endowed with infinite rays is called Amshuman. Avirbhavati. Avi is Prakasha, Avirbhavati, he is illumined. Sun comes to manifestation by itself. Similarly, he says, Bodhena, Ajnanena, Nasite Asati, by the scriptural knowledge and teachings from the Guru, Shankaracharya, Ajnana Nasite Sati, when the Ajnana is annihilated, Atma Swayameva Avirbhavet, Atman itself shines forth. In Panchadasi, by Vidyaranya Swami, another great saint like Shankaracharya, you can say the equivalent of Shankaracharya, like Vidyaranya Swami. Vidyaranya Swami is given an example for Vidyavyapti and Phalavyapti. This clarifies. There is a pitch dark room. Okay? There are two parts. One part has covered one lamp or candle which is already lit and illumined. A lit candle, a lighted candle is covered by one part. Another candle is there which is not lit but is there, that is covered by another part. Okay. Now you entered the room. Okay. You know by your touch where you have kept your pots. So you groped and reached the first pot and removed the pot, covering of the pot. Then the candle on itself. So that removing is called the Vrittivyapti. Then Phalavyapti is not required because it's already illumined, like Atma. On the other side, you have another pot. You lift the pot. This part you have covered. There's no light in the room. Pitch dark. You removed the pot, but you are not still able to see the candle because it is not illumined. It requires the light to fall on that, or it itself to be lit. Then only it will be illumined. So that there is Phalavyapti and Vyapti. Both are required in case of an unlit candle covered by a pot. Whereas in case of a lit candle, you don't require the Phalavyapti. The removal of the pot itself is adequate to perceive the light there. That's the example he gives. Beautiful way of understanding Vrittivyapti and Phalavyapti. Okay. Now, Aruna and self-luminous truth, a philosophical interpretation of Atma Bodha, the primacy of the verse, textual and literal foundation. 43rd verse of Acharya serves as a definitive epistemological clarification on the nature of self-realization. By employing the elegant metaphor of celestial mechanics of Arunodaya and Suryodaya, the text illuminates the transition from the state of obscured consciousness to the direct apprehension of the absolute, the Atman. The term Aruna Iva should be read as Aruneneva. Aruna Iva, Aruneneva, Aruna Iva, Aruneneva. That is Arunena Iva, Arunena Iva, Aruneneva. That is the Sandhi. Literal translation, the Lord of the early dawn, the Aruna, has already plundered the dense darkness, whereupon the sun rises and the divine consciousness of the self similarly manifests on its own accord, Swayameva, when the right knowledge of Bodhena by scripture and Guru has dispelled the darkness in your mind, in your heart. This verse addresses the central paradox of Advaita. If the self is infinite and ever present, you say self is ever present, self is infinite, self is on the table, self is in the space, self is in the bottle, then why am I not seeing? Why I am not seeing? Ever present, why is it not perceived, cognized by me? Which is the precise function of the knowledge. Because when the object is covered, you are not able to see. Only when the object is opened by Vrittivyapti, you are able to see. That avidya is called Tula avidya. Tula, simple avidya, small avidya. Tula avidya is essential for specific cognition of each of the objects. Otherwise, all will come into picture at one shot and the whole confusion will be there. You will not be able to handle the images that come or the sounds that come. Sensory recruitment is highly essential phenomenon for the physiology. That is called the Tula Avidya. Now we have got Mula Avidya, the primary ignorance. The primary ignorance is not allowing me to see that everything as Brahman or the Atma. It is covering. Scriptural knowledge says, hey, this is Atma, that is Atma, that is Atma, this is Atma. Everything is Atma, uncovered. Then there is no Palavyapti there. Immediately I perceive, yeah, I am that Atma. The solar disk becomes visible. Santamase, the thick and universal darkness, is dispelled by the preceding light of the dawn of the Aruna. Critically, the dawn does not create the sun. Aruna is not creating the sun at all. Likewise, the scriptures are not creating the Atma. Scriptural knowledge is merely removing the obstacle of understanding that everything is Atma. The obstacle of the night is removed by the Atma. Sun shines on its own. Similarly, Atma Jnana, Atma Bodha, spiritual Bodha is only required to remove the Mula Vidya or fundamental ignorance or the greatest ignorance. Then the Atma Avirbhavet, because it is self-luminous. Swayameva Avirbhavet. What is the epistemological mechanics? Vritti Vyapti, Phala Vyapti. Now you understand Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti. In case of Atma Jnana, the Vritti Vyapti is not Gulabi Vritti Vyapti or the pot Vritti Vyapti or cot Vritti Vyapti or Lakshman Vritti Vyapti, not trying to identify objects. What is this Vritti Vyapti? There is no specific object here. Brahmakara Vritti Vyapti. Brahmakara is Atmakara Vritti Vyapti. Akhandakara Vritti Vyapti. Universal Vritti Vyapti. Then Phala-vyapti, the pervasion of the fruit back into your cognition and saying, yeah, this is cod, this is pot, this is rose, this is red, and all that is the Phala-vyapti, and it comes to the light through the Chidabhasa, or the reflected consciousness in you, in the mind. In case of self, the Phala-vyapti is not required. It is redundant. Atma is Swayam Prakasha Rupaha, the very essence of luminosity. It does not require a second light to reveal it because it itself is a light. It's not like a physical light, a lamp before me. Light means illumination, Prakasha, Avihi, Avirbhavet. Phala-vyapti, to find the self, would be an illogical concept because a flashing light or a candle does not require another candle to show it up. Just as the pot examples given by Vidyaranyas. Number of tasks in Anatma Jnana, that is in the worldly Jnana, in Gulabi Jnana, in individual Jnana, in anything, there are two. One, the destruction of the cover, that is called the Vritti Vyapti. Then the coming into cognition is called the Phala Vyapti. Two are necessary. In case of Atma Jnana, Vritti Vyapti alone is sufficient. Phala Vyapti is not required because Atma is self-luminous. Role of Vritti Vyapti, necessary to remove the covering there. Here also the Vritti Vyapti here requires the scriptures to uncover the real nature of us and remove the Atma Jnana. And Phala Vyapti, of course, as I told you, is not required here. So, now the nature of the Swayam Prakasha, self-luminous, this verse emphasizes Atma Swayameva Avirbhavet. Avirbhavet means illumined, Spuret, that is spontaneous shining of the self. Context provides the analogy of the sun, Amshuman Iva. Amshuman means the sun. Imagine there are clouds covering the sun. The sun is ever shining. Simply because you are in this side of the globe, in the night you are not seeing. Likewise, when the clouds are obstructing, you think today there is no sun, we'll say. But really speaking, sun is there. I'm not able to perceive because there is a curtain between me, my eye, and the sun. Removal of the curtain automatically provides me the sunlight. So this is very important. A lit candle under the pot and the unlit candle under the pot, the example of Vidyaranya Swami. This is a synthesis and a philosophical conclusion. The central test of the verse thesis of the verse 43 in Atma Bodha, it does not create the self, nor does it illumine the self. It is an independently illuminated already. The term hrite here means plundered, carried away, suggests a total irreversible destruction. What is that destruction? Of what? Dense darkness. Santamase hrite swayameva avirbhavet. These are wonderful words. Let me read the verse once again. And I don't know, ask you whether you have understood Vritti Jnana, Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti at the end of the class. Aruneneva bodhena purvam santamase hrite tatah avirbhavedatma swayameva amsumaniva. Amsuman is sun. So let us go and look at the next verse. I'll show you the next verse and then we can do that. Atma tu satatam praptaha api aprapyavadavidyaya tannase praptavad bhati swakanthabharanam yatha. Is bringing a beautiful analogy. Kantha chami karanyayam. Kantha is neck. Chami kara is a necklace. Nyaya is logic. Whenever you say the word Nyaya, in Vedanta, don't go to lawyer and legal court and all. That is not Nyaya here. Nyaya is logic. There is a separate discipline called the Tarka, or the Nyaya part. And there is a doctrine called the Nayayikas, who follow the Tarka, or the logic, or the Nyaya. Kantha Chamikara Nyaya. There is a queen, a story there. This is a story. A queen, she is wearing a very costly diamond necklace in the neck. One day suddenly, she was wearing for quite long and she wasn't feeling that it is there on her neck and the body, and she is not perceiving any touch or weight of the ornament. One day in the early morning, she felt that she lost the necklace and she called her retinue, including the chief minister. Also, hey minister, I lost my golden necklace, a diamond necklace. What to do? I am very perturbed. Everybody went in search of everywhere, nook and corner of the entire kingdom. They even announced rewards and then set punishments for those who have done it. And for 2 days gone, 48 hours, necklace is not retrieved. The king is very, very unhappy, as well as the queen. Then she came to the court on the third day to punish all the officials because they could not retrieve her necklace. Then one smart fellow in that group there said, Madam, Queen, the necklace is in your neck. Yeah, I'm here, it's only here. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking I'm not wearing it and I lost it somewhere. So this is called the Kantachami Karanyaya. The one which you already have, you keep on searching everywhere, and finally some guru or some scripture points to you that it is there with you already. Not now, it was there, it is there, it will be there with you. And then you realize that is what the Atma. The Atma is already yourself. It is not that I am having heart, not like that. I am heart, I am Atma, like that. I am having coat, I am having heart, I am having pen, I am having kidney. That means you are separate from the kidney. Here, I am Atma, not I have Atma also. Atma is not one other object like your kidney, intestines, liver, spleen, and then heart. It you yourself are the Atma. Ahameva aham. I am that Atma. That Atma is ever available. I keep searching hither and thither, like the Kattachami Karanyaya, like the queen searching for her ruby necklace outside when it is already with her. That is the Atma tu satatam praptaha. Atma is satatam, ever available. Indefinitely infinitely available with you in all places, in all times. Can you leave your heart in Bangalore and go to Hyderabad? You can leave your chappals or suitcase and laptop and go, but not what you are already having with you. The Atma is always there with you. Wherever you go, whenever you go, in time and place, Satatam includes two things. Time and place dimension are cancelled. Atma to Satatam Praptaha Api. Even though it is available all the time with you, avidyaya, because of ignorance, apraptavad bhati. It is as though it is not there with me. I have to search for Atma. What are you doing now? In Atma Bodha classes, now we are trying to search for Atma. Will you find? Maybe one day, if the Guru is teaching properly and we are attending classes, after 5 years we may find our Atma. It is not like that. You are already satatam praptaha api. Atma tu sattu. But understand, tu means but. Atma tu satatam praptaha. Atma is ever available with you api. Apraptavat avidyaya bhati. Apraptavat, so I don't have it. Avidyaya, because of my ignorance. Tannase, once the avidya is gone, praptavad bhati. Yeah, now I got the Atma. Just as the queen, I lost my necklace, ignorance that it is with her, and then she claims, yeah, I got it. Not even 1 milligram of gold or diamond is added to that. After the knowledge that it is here, she did not gain anything. What she is already having only, she got it. Tannase praptavad bhakti swakantha abharanam yatha. Beautiful analogy. This is called the Kantha Chamikara logic. Kantha Chamikara Nyayam. In Vedanta, Nyaya is logic or Tarkam. Atma, the self, tu, verily, satatam, ever. Ever in the sense, time, place. Both the things are removed there. Praptavat, ever existing. Already with you, api, even though it is there, apraptavat, as though not realized, avidyaya, because of ignorance, tanna se, tat means that avidyaya, na se, dispelled, praptavat, like a gold ornament gained, bhati appears. Like what? Swakantha paranam, yatha, the ornaments in one's own neck. Atma exists all the time, all the places. Examples can create sometimes problem. Previous example we said, first Aruna came, Aruna removed the darkness, then Surya came. It's not like that. Aruna's job is to remove the darkness. Immediately it is already there. Surya is already there. Even in the midnight in Bangalore, Surya is shining. Only you are on the other side of the globe, so you are not seeing it. So there's no not existence of the sunlight. It is always there. Only thing is, you are claiming the sunlight once it is dawn. Like that, don't get confused. Arunodaya is step 1, step 2 is sun's coming. Like that, scriptural knowledge is step 1, step 2 is Atma will come and I will know the Atma. From somewhere I will get it. Some 50 kilos of Atma will be given to me. Not like that. That is where Shankaracharya says, there is the immediate verse he is saying, there is nothing like Atma Prapti. Praptavat bhati. It appears as though it is obtained. It's a satatam praptaha. Ever it is there. There is no question of Atma Prapti. Attaining Atma Jnana is a false concept. There is no getting, there is no attaining, there is no going, there is no doing, there is no dipping in Ganges, there is no puja at Venkateswara temple, because already you are with that. Merging into Atma, etc., because Atma to Satatam Praptaha. It is ever available, api, even though it is like that. Atma is Satatam Prapta, means Atma is Siddha Vastu, ever an object which is already with us, ever available. Aham iti rupena, sarvesham, sarvada, sarvatra, sarvavidha, Siddhavat Siddha, Siddha, Atma. The analysis of the commentary on this is Atma is Aham iti. Ahamiti rupena sarvesham, in everyone, sarvada, in every time, sarvatra, in every place, siddha. There is no time, place, person, discrimination or division in this. Sarvesham, in everyone, no person difference. Sarvada, every time, no time difference. Sarvatra, in every place. Time, place, person differences are not there. It is already siddhaha. It is not satyaha. It is not a thing to be attained. Apraptavat bhati. It is as though it appears that it is not with me. Sadhyavat bhati. I have to try and get Atma. It is not like that. It is a Siddha Vastu. Atma is Swarupa. Swarupananda is Siddha. Atma Siddha. Ananda. Apraptavat bhati. Like what? Swakantha paranam yatha. Just like the ornament in your neck. So don't ask, when I will get moksha, sir. First question is, will I ever get moksha? Wrong. When I will get, if I say yes, you will get moksha. When I will get moksha? Another wrong question. Okay. Where I will get moksha? Shall I have to go to Rishikesh or what? Where I will get moksha? These are all redundant and foolish questions. Moksha is here and now only. What is obstructing? Tannase. After the avidya, avidyaya praptavat bhati. When the avidya is gone, just as the aruna is removing the darkness, hrite praptavat bhati. Moksha has to attained, but moksha is already something. Prapti is apraptasya prapti. What is not available, if you get it, that is a gain. Okay, what is praptavas prapti? Where is the gain? Already you are Atma only. There is no special gain here. So the sense of loss is gone because that lady got her ornament. Likewise, don't lose the Atma. You cannot, in fact, lose the Atma. You are the Atma. Then why are you already exactly where you know? Why you are already exactly where you need to be. The paradox is you found what you are. You have searched everywhere and found that Atma is yours. Just like the king's retinue searching everywhere for the ornament, which is already with the queen itself, herself. You are not a project to be finished. You have several projects in the offices. Atma Jnana, attaining Atma, attaining Moksha, attaining Jnana is not a project. It's not a project. It has got a beginning and a finite ending and a gain at the end of the project. You do a project is beginning is there, end is there is a fruit or a gain by doing the project. It is not like that. You don't gain anything new. You don't have to wait in time. And it is not a project in time or in place or in person. Satatam praptaha, ever eternally available as the core I, ahameva aham, aham rupena. So, necklace syndrome. What is this necklace syndrome? Kantha karanyayam, the power of illusion, the power of avarana, the power of ajnana, power of ignorance. This ignorance is called the Mula Vidya. Tula Vidya explained you. Every object is covered. Very hazy. Until you focus on one particular thing, once you are focusing on a particular object, that part will be uncovered. That is called the Tula Vidya. Tula means small, simple avidya. Mula Vidya, fundamental avidya is that I am Atma. I never realized that I am Atma. I am in search of the Atma. I am doing all. But all you require is the scriptural knowledge, the Guru Bodha. All are required to uncover the ajnana, and already the Atma is ever shining. You can only discover the Atma. cover or uncover the Atma. You need not invent Atma, attain Atma, buy Atma, procure Atma, or in a future time, you don't have to wait. So this state of Modhamati, bewildered mind, always he says, he wants to say you are foolish. Modhamati, he says. Modhamati means a bewildered mind. We suffer not from lack of peace or security. They are already there inside. But there is a stubborn belief, I lost them. You are firmly believing that you lost your peace, you lost your security, you lost your important thing. Like that you feel. But you are ever secure, you are Ananda, you are Purna, you are peace personified. You feel that you have lost. The tragedy is that you are far from home. That home is your Atma. You are searching for peace, searching for Ananda, searching for security everywhere else. Every nook and corner except in yourself. The tragedy, that is the tragedy. There is no when and where. For freedom, liberation, moksha, atma jnana, atma realization, don't ask when, don't ask where, don't ask how. You are already satatam praptaha, ever present. Moksha, liberation cannot be a future event. It is not in a distant location. There is no distance between you and the Atma. Okay. Now, wrong question. When will I finally arrive at Atma or peace? Reality is, moksha is not a point in time. It is timeless. Now that underlines there is no when. It is already here. Wrong question. Where can I get Atma or true self-knowledge? There is no distance to travel. Self is sarvatra, everywhere. I want to see Akasha. One fellow wanted to know what is Akasha. He was searching. He went to Rishikesh and asked a Mahatman, where is Akasha? What are you doing? I came to in search of Akasha. I wanted to know what is Akasha. Oh, foolish fellow, where are you living? I'm living in Rajamandri. Okay, in Rajamandri itself there is Akasha. You don't have to come all the way. Atma is already with you. You don't have to go anywhere. Wrong question. How do I produce the state of liberation? It is not a product. It is not a project. It is not a gain. You cannot produce it because it is already siddha vastu, already accomplished. You ceased you only seize the delusion and that you are incomplete. You are deluded and say that and holding on to the delusion, seizing the delusion and say you are incomplete. Paradox of effort. Why do we need to run to become stand still? I wanted you to stand still. Do you have to run? Huh? I wanted you to be stand still. Without any movement, you stand where you are. Where is the question of running? Running in that. Like that, Atma is already a siddha vastu. Where is the question of running? Where do I go in search of Atma when it is everywhere? When something is everywhere, you don't have to seek it elsewhere. There is a small story. Anjanaya was praying in the forest somewhere. Krishna sent word through Garutman. And hey Garutman, you ask Anjanaya to come and meet me. Immediately I wanted to see. Garutman went and then informed Anjanaya, Sir wants to see you, Lord Krishna wants to see you, please come. No, he said, don't you go, I'll come. He said, he was meditating. Then, no, I am very powerful. I can fly in no time from here in split second. I can take you from here to Dwarka. You sit on my body back, I'll carry you. Hanuman said, he smiled and go. Then he said, what is this? Are you not coming? Lord will be unhappy. Then he smiled and sent him go. Then Garutman went and said, Sir, he is very adamant fellow. You wanted him to come to you, but he is refusing. In spite of me telling, I have all the might to carry. Then Krishna was smiling and Anjana is next to Krishna. Anjana is already standing next to Krishna. Means what? Anjana is Atma. Anjana is universal. Anjana is Atma Jnani. There is no place-time gap between he and Krishna, because Krishna is the Atma and he, Paramatma, he himself is the Paramatma, is ever with him. There is no travel involved for him. Poor Vainateya or the Garuthman did not understand this. What is the conclusion now? The transition from seeker to knower. You have to transcend from a seeker state to a knower state. By the term praptavat bhati, it seems to be attained. When you finally realize the necklace is in your neck, you haven't physically gained even an iota of gold extra. Nothing has been added. Instead, you have what you already have only. You have understood. What happened? The Bhranti that you lost is annulled, removed. Bhranti nivrutti eva. Liberation is not an acquisition of a new state. No, no, sir, I am like this now. Once I become Atmajnani, you see how I will shine. I will become very different and I will have a new glow all over because I am Atma. It's not like that. You will be looking like this only. There is no new state. At the end, there is no new feeling also. There. Only physically you may not change. Mentally, I feel very elated because I have become Atmajnani. Not like that. It is not a mental perception like, after ice cream you feel very happy, or after a visit to any sightseeing you feel santosha. It's not like that. It is the kind of feeling that you are missing something is also not there. It is the relief of a man who realizes he has been holding his breath for years. Holding his breath means in ajnana. And finally lets the breath out. This much only. If you were to stop right now and fully own the reality of the found self, what would happen to your life? Imagine the sheer relief of Bhranti Nivrutti, the entire Bhranti, entire delusion of the worldly things will vanish. At the end of the lie, that your own incompleteness will end. You feel you are incomplete in several ways. No, I want to have Jeep car, but this is a little old car. I want get Mercedes car. With that, I will become full. Not like that. Even without Jeep car, you were full. With Jeep car also, you are full. With Mercedes also, you can be incomplete in your mind, in your thought, in your Bhranti. What would you do with all the energy you have been spending on searching for the ornaments and things around in that? Now, once you get an Atma Jnana, what will you do with that energy? You have saved a lot of energy by not searching everywhere, hither and thither for small things, big things. All attachments have gone. Then a lot of energy plus is there. What are you going to do with it? Think about that. And then let me know how to plan your energies utilization once you become Atma Jnani. Okay, let me read the verse. Atma tu satatam praptah api apraptavadavidyaya Atma tu satatam praptopi apraptavadavidyaya tannashe praptavad bhati swakanthabharanam yatha. So any questions are there? We can take up. We have a little more time left today. I thought time will be insufficient, but luckily time is available. No. Let's read these two verses once again. And Lakshman, would you try to read 43?
1 second, sir.
I am focusing on that.
Aruneneva bodhena purvam santamase hrute tata avirbhavedatma swayamevamshumaniva.
Correct. Aruneneva bodhena Purvam santamase hrite. And all the santamas or darkness is stolen. What was there earlier is now plundered and removed by the Arunayana. Likewise, Bodhena, by the scriptural Tata. At that time, Avirbhaveda Atma. Atma is shining, self-shining. Swayameva Amsumaniva, just as the sun shines on its own after the Arunodaya. It is like that. Now anybody else can read. I can open for everyone so that if anybody can read the second verse, that is 44. So everyone can now open and ask questions also.
Hari Om Guru Garu.
Please read.
Chadamante.
Read.
Aruneneva bodhena purvam santamase hrute tata avirbhavedatma swayamevangshumaniva.
Beautiful. 44.
Atma tu satatam praptaha api apraptavat avidyaya tannase praptavat bhati swakantha bharanam yatha.
Atma tu satatam prapto api. Even though the Atma is ever available, both time, place, person distinction is not there. Atma is satatam prapto api apraptavat. As though it is not there, we feel. Apraptavat bhati. You have to add that verb. Avidyaya, because of my dense ignorance. That is called Mula Vidya. Tannashe, when the avidya is gone, praptavat bhatya. Now I have become Atma Jnana. I have become a Shishya from the Maharshi for 30 long years. At the end, I understood that I am the Atma. You are the Atman only. Earlier, when you went to him, 30 years before, but only thing is you are thinking you are something else and your knowledge is clouded. Your mind is clouded. Once that cloud is removed, tannase praptavat bhati. What is the example? Yatha swakhanta paranam. Just like the necklace in the neck is identified now as though I got it. All the while I thought deluded. I was deluded that I lost it.
Hari Om Guru Garu. Palavrapti Vipti Oksa Chaprasa.
Mandi cheptanu vinandi. I will tell in English for the benefit of everyone here. There is a rose. You want to see the rose only, not all the thorns or everything else. What happens is the entire world of objects is covered, veiled, hazy for you. For you to see a particular object, you have to recruit your sense, ear, eye onto that object. That is called the sensory recruitment. That is, you have to focus your Chaitanya through the Chaitana of the mind, through Chaitanya is inside Atma. And then that gives power to the mind, which is called the Chaitana. The Chaitana comes to the eye now looks for the rose. And that looking uncovers the cover on the rose. Rose alone. And there are jasmine, there are others, there are mountains, there is plant, there is mud. You will not see all that. You only see the rose. This is called the Vrittivya. That is sensory recruit. Supposing you don't have. You enter in a place. There is a rose, there is a lizard, there is a mountain, there is everything. Everything will come to your mind, into your eye, and you will be confused. You cannot understand. If everything is thrown at you once in your visual field, you will not be take up any task you can take. Only when you can pinpointedly focus on a particular thing, then you will be able to accomplish a task. For example, you go to Ooty and see. There is no everything. You want to uncover the whole thing, the scene. So the Vritti Vyapti is on everything there. Entire scenery you see. Then suddenly you see there is a red one. You point your wife. There is a red one. You see that big one. That is the role. Then the Vritti Vyapti now closes all the things and focuses on to that particular. That is called the Thula Avidya, is uncovering of the ignorance or the cover on the object. This is called the vritti vyapti or cognitive recruitment in medical parlance. Now, that's not adequate. You have what all you now know, there is an object you wanted to see. Now you have to identify that object. That has to come back. Those rays of light will fall. In fact, there is no red rose there. There is only a red there. What is red color? Red color is absorption of all other wavelengths of light and leaving the red wavelength only available. That's all. The color perception is only you are that particular rose which is red is able to emit that red color wavelength light only, and all other wavelengths light in the white are absorbed. And that red light appears as an object on your body in your funnel. This one in an inverted image. This inverted image is two images projected, and both the images have to be made into one, and the inverted one has to become straight. Dimensions have to be added, 3D effect has to come, and also then you get a 3D object, colorful object you have to see. And the image in the retina is black and white. Only in the optic cortex it becomes colorful and 3D and singular image is produced. And then it is not adequate. Then you have to know whether that, what is that? Then you go into your hard disk and refer and find out, oh, this looks like a rose, oh, this looks like a jasmine. From your previous experiences, you understand that this is a rose. And that is called the phala vyapti. Phala is the fruit there, whatever you wanted to see, that is again coming into your cognition. One is sensory recruitment, and the other is the objective cognizance. The second reverse one is cognizance of the object. Then only you know. Then your buddhi says, yeah, it's a beautiful rose, fine. I wanted to have it. Mind says, no, you are not supposed to pluck flowers. Then you stop. Or if the mind overpowers the buddhi, who is seeing? Nobody is seeing here. Let me pluck it. The mind overpowers. You pluck it and take it and put it in your this one or here or in pocket. This is called the phalavya. In case of Atma Jnana, only vritti vyapti, uncovering the Ajnana is required. Atma is self-shining. There is no phala-vyapti there. Because phala-vyapti for it should be a jada object. Then it requires to be cognized by your Chetana or Chaitanya, and what it is you have to analyze. In case of Atma, it itself is self-luminous. It doesn't require any phala. Understood?
Sir, one more thing. Is there any difference between avidya and ajnanam?
Avidya is ignorance. Ajnanam also is ignorance. Avidya, Ajnanam, Maya, whatever you call, several names are given. At the individual level, we call Avidya or Ajnanam. At the samasti level, we call Maya. Maya at the samasti level, Avidya at the individual level. Avidya is two types. Thula Vidya, Mula Vidya. Thula Vidya is essential for life, for cognition, I told you. Okay, Mula Vidya is not essential. Mula Vidya is detrimental, and that covers everything. Your Swarupa, your Atma itself is covered, so you don't know your true status. That is the Mula Vidya. See, even in case of hearing also, you are in a mall, every noise, lots of noises are going on, but you are still able to manage and hear your wife's call. Your wife is around 200 meters away and she says, calls you by name or whatever it is. Then you're able to hear in spite of all the noises. How? Because all the noises are muffled. Sensory recruitment occurs only towards the voice you are looking for. You are shopping. Somebody is showing everything. Everybody is asking questions to the different shopkeepers there, and you ignore only the answer you are expecting from the salesman. That only you focus. The remaining noises are there, but they are muffled. That is called the Tula Vidya. That is, they are uncovered. And only the particular one you want, that becomes uncovered. That is called the Vritti. It happens with all the senses.
Dhanyawad.
Yeah. And also remember, one Panchabhuta is required for each one of the senses. Without the Panchabhuta, you will not be able to perceive. You have a beautiful big eyes, very good eyesight. There is a beautiful object. You are there. Your mind is there. It is pitch dark in the room. You cannot see that object. If it is not a shining object. If it is shining object, already Panchbhutam is involved in that. What you want to do is, unlit candle you want to see in a dark room, you require light. Then it is basic. Then the Phalavayapti. That's the experiment of Vidyaranya Swami. Very clearly tells you Prithivyapti and Phalavayapti.
Sir, can I say it this similar to that you have forgotten something, and when you just read maybe
that is Smriti. Smriti is
okay, that is Smriti.
You are given a question paper. You are supposed to answer. You know the answer. It is right at the tip of your tongue, but you are not able to pen it down. That means it is there in the hard disk, and your mind is not able to search around and find out.
So and this is not like that
from the memory. But a student who is sharp, his mind focuses on the right answer and brings it forth and goes far. Vrittivyapti and Phalavyapti are for the objects outside. This is not for something within the mind.
Yeah, because I thought, because anyway, answer is within my mind, and suddenly someone reminds me and it comes out. That is, is it similar to that? Like,
yes, that's also that reminding is, somebody says you've forgotten a poem. Your friend says at the beginning, oh yeah, I got it now. So the Vrittivyapti has gone, and you heard your word, his word, then you recognized. You could place it in this one, the Phalavyapti.
Okay. So it is still Vrittivyapti and Phalavyapti. It is not like how the Atma thing. Okay.
Atma doesn't require the Phalavyapti because that is you yourself are. Only thing is you are clouded with some dust around, and all that covering has to be removed. That's the Vrittivyapti has to come, and the Patula Vidya has the uncovering has to come. The Mula Vidya should be removed. Then Atma shines forth on its own.
Okay, sir.
These two are important concepts, Vrittivyapti and Phalavyapti. Though we did not directly put it in the verse, it is important to understand those verses.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.